Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's episode of The Dex. This is Pokekellz.
And this is Dragon Tamer Alex. Now, usually on the Dex, Alex and Kells cover in-depth trivia and battle strategy for a single Pokemon each week. But on this special Trainer Tips episode, they will be giving a beginner's guide to Eevee training.
Eevee training? But they've just finished covering all the evolutions in their previous Trainer Tips.
No, not Eevee training, Eevee training. Today we will learn how to maximize the potential and stats of your Pokemon.
Wonderful! But what exactly is Eevee training anyway, you may ask?
In the Pokemon world, each Pokemon has hidden statistics that allow for diversity between identical Pokemon. There are two such values: individual values, or IVs, and effort values, or EVs.
Individual values are largely randomized when a Pokemon is either born or first encountered. They help to influence which statistics are better than others. There are subtle ways to change these, but this is an Eevee training episode, not an IV training episode, so that will remain a mystery for now.
Effort values are gained in coordination with what species of Pokemon your Pokemon battles against. Each Pokemon yields a number of effort value points in a certain stat when defeated. This is logged secretly and influences your own Pokemon's growth.
Every Pokemon can gain a maximum of 510 Eevee points. However, a Pokemon can only gain a maximum of 255 Eevee points in any single stat. For every 4 Eevee points, the Pokemon will gain 1 stat point in the stat train, but since 4 doesn't divide into 255, the optimal number for maxing out a stat is 252. That's a lot of confusing numbers, isn't it?
Don't give up just yet, it's not as confusing as it seems. We'll walk you through an example. Congratulations, Kells and Alex, you will both be given a Pokemon partner. For our purposes, you have both been given your very own Dratini.
But wait, there are special instructions. Kells, go forth and fight whatever you'd like, however you like, and get that Dratini to grow to a level 100 Dragonite.
Alex, you must go forth and train your Dratini very specifically. It will involve fighting a specific Pokemon many times. Are you prepared?
Then go! While Kells no doubt is having a lovely time training her dragon friend in whatever way she pleases, let's observe how Alex trains his little friend.
First, Alex must envision what kind of Pokemon he wants his Dratini to become. Now, Dragonite's highest statistic is its attack stat, and in this case, Alex also wants it to have high enough HP to be able to take hits. So he's decided to train Dragonite in HP and attack.
And so our hero goes forth in search of the elusive Grimer, who will yield 1 Eevee point in HP every time Alex knocks one out.
Remember that the little level 1 Dratini doesn't have to do the knocking out, it only needs to be present during the battle. It's much easier to start by sending out your new Dratini and then switching to Tortizord or whoever else to finish the battle.
The battle ends and congratulations! You've gained an Eevee point in HP, only 251 more to go.
Now, I know that seems tedious, but don't worry. There are ways to speed this process up, but that's for later.
Fast forward, and Alex has defeated 252 Grimers and 252 Patrats, which yielded Eevee points in attack. Good for you, buddy. So what now? Congratulations, you two. Let's see how your Dragonites turned out. Looking good. No doubt these Dragonites are tough holy hoppips. What? Look at that attack stat on Alex's Dragonite, and the HP stat too. Much higher than Kells' Dragonite.
You see, when Kells was training her Dragonite, it too was receiving EV points. But by fighting every Pokemon she encountered, the EVs were distributed throughout her stats more evenly. Therefore, Kells will have more balanced stats, while Alex's stats are much more focused.
The thing is, Pokemon are often suited to a specific purpose, whether that be to defend, be a physical attacker, a special attacker, or have high speed. Eevee training maximizes that potential and disregards the other stats, making your Pokemon ideally suited to its purpose. But don't be sad, Kells. You can play through the game without Eevee training at all and be totally fine. Where Eevee training really makes a difference is in competitive battle versus live humans. If this is what you plan on doing, Eevee training is not only recommended, but essential if you want to stand a chance.
But you may be thinking, why must it be so tedious? It's a pain to fight 252 Grimers in a row. But don't you worry, because there are items in the Pokemon world designed to make your Eevee training life much easier.
The quickest way to start Eevee training is to give your Pokemon vitamins: HP up, protein, iron, calcium, zinc, and carbos, and each raise a different stat by 10 Eevee points. However, you may only use a maximum of 10 on each Pokemon. Still, this will start you off with a whopping 100 Eevee points in a stat without fighting a single battle.
But still, fighting 152 Grimers is tedious. Can we make it even faster, you ask? Yes, we can, with the wonderful power items. There are 6 power items in the game, each affecting a different stat. If Dratini holds a power weight while fighting, it will add an extra 4 EV points in HP to whatever he fights against, giving you 5 EV points for every Grimer you face.
If you don't want to get the 6 individual power items, you can always use the Macho Brace, which will double whatever Eevee points you gain in a battle. Golur gives 2 Eevee points in attack when defeated, and if your Dratini holds the Macho Brace, it will gain 4 instead.
Power items in the Macho Brace certainly cut down on the time it takes to EV train, but there is yet another way to EV train even faster.
This involves the rare virus called Pokekellz, but don't worry, humans can't get it. The wonderful Pokekellz is actually very beneficial to Pokemon growth. A Pokemon infected will gain double their normal amount of Eevee points from battle.
Now let's break this down. So Grimer yields 1 HP EV point. If Dratini is wearing the power weight, that's 1 plus 4. Then Pokekellz multiplies that by 2, meaning every Grimer yields 10 EV points in HP. Combine that with the 100 points you gained by giving 10 HP ups, and that means you only need to battle against 16 Grimer to well exceed your 252 benchmark.
And there you have it, the ins and outs of Eevee training. With it, your Pokemon will soar to new heights.
EV training is an advanced concept and may take a few tries to get the hang of. But don't give up, the results are worth it in the end. With a little effort, you'll soon be the very best like no one ever was. I'm Pokekellz.
And I'm Dragon Tamer Alex. Tune in next week for another smashing episode of
TheNationalDex.
Hey everyone, I'm Yungtown, and if you like the way that I sounded, make sure you give my channel a watch. I do music, I do top 10s, and so much more fun video game content.
Hi, I'm brutalmoose, and I have a YouTube show about video games. Reviews, top 10s, and more are yours for the watching should you choose to check out my channel. And you should. Then Pokekellz multiplies that by 2, meaning that every... What does that even mean? Pokekellz? Is that a thing? Pokekellz. How to pronounce Pokekellz?